it's Holly with Hollyberry Design, and today I'm going to show you how to make a super easy wood sign. It is going to look a lot better, be of much better quality, and most of all, be a heck of a lot cheaper than something you can buy already put together for you in a craft store. So it's pretty simple. You head to Home Depot or Lowe's, and you're going to buy either a 6 or 8 foot, whatever you want, piece of what's called 1x4. And you're also going to buy a piece of 1x2. Now this is misleading because a 1x4 is actually 3.5 by 3.25, and a 1x2 is 1.5 by 3.25. So when you're measuring things and deciding how to cut things, it's important to take those measurements into account instead of assuming that it's 4 inches. So that being said, one of the things that probably already scared a couple people is when I said cut that. So I've got a simple solution for those that don't like to use a saw or just can't make a clean cut. Have Home Depot or Lowe's cut it for you. They have a cutting area in the back of the wood section. If you press the little button, come up and say, hey, I want this 6-foot piece cut into 5 14-inch pieces, they'll do it for you. And then you come home, it's already cut. That's the hardest part about the sign probably, is cutting it. So you're already a good ways into your project before you even get home. So the first thing you're going to do, obviously you're going to cut your pieces. So you've got to decide what size sign you want to make. If you want to make a square sign with a 1x4, remembering that it's 3.5, if you want to do 4 pieces, you're going to cut this into 14 inches, and that's going to give you a perfect square when you put them all together, when you put 4 of them together. So I already have mine pre-cut here and pre-stained, but the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and stain it. Actually, my bad. You're going to actually take and sand the edges across here, and then you're going to go ahead and stain it. So as you can guess, this is a pretty simple project. So once we've got our wood sanded and stained, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to lay it out. So like I said, I'm making a square. You don't have to make a square. You can make whatever size you want. And I just lay it out together. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'd look at both sides to see, is there something on one side? Like this has got a little bit more of a knot than this side, so I'd rather have my sign be on this side. Again, more of a knot here. All right, so my sign is face down at this point. Now, when I make my signs, I pre-drill my 1x4, I'm sorry, my 2x1, just so that I don't have as much of a high probability of splitting it, because this is pine and that it is easy to split. Okay, so we're just gonna stick it on the back here. Grab a couple screws. Doesn't matter if it's perfect. It's the back of the sign. I just eyeball mine. I never worry. Whoops. But I do want to keep it fairly close. Now, sometimes when I'm making the signs, I stagger them and make my sign like that. Today, I want to make an actual square, so I'm putting them together. It's a little easier to screw if you're right up on top of it. I didn't want to do that because I'm trying to actually leave this in the frame so you can see as I'm putting it together how easy it is. That was how easy it was to make a sign that I can now decorate. I can paint it. I can do HTV on it, whatever. You can put a simple little hook on here if you want. Lately, I've been using the 3M to put things up just because I like not putting holes into my wall, so I'm not putting anything on the back of it. But you could see in just a few minutes I put it together. The probably longest thing is staining it and letting it dry. So I hope that shows you just how easy it is to make a much nicer sign than what you can buy for a fraction of the cost.